The Houthis have been targeting Israeli, American and British ships in the Red Sea. The Yemen-based rebels have now said that they have mounted at least 6 more attacks with drones and missiles in the last 72 hours on ships belonging to Israel, America and Britain in the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. Now, the United States interestingly claims that it has managed to counter many of these Houthi drones and missiles with its own missiles that it has shot. And our next report tells you as to how the United States has been drawn into and is fighting what seems to be a never-ending war, with the Pentagon spending millions of dollars to try and deflect the relatively cheaper drones that are fired by the Houthis. Take a look.
The vital shipping lanes of the Red Sea have become an unlikely battleground in the conflict between the US Navy and Yemen's Houthi rebel forces. The Iranian-backed Houthi militants are deploying swarms of low-cost commercial drones to target not just commercial vehicles, but even US warships, which have no choice but to counter these threats with extremely expensive missile defense systems. The US vows to counter the Houthi menace.
The United States will continue to hold the Houthis accountable for their attacks, which have not just disrupted international commerce, not just disrupted the freedom of navigation in international waters.
Estimates suggest the basic drones utilized by the Houthis cost a mere $1,000 to $2,000 each. In stark contrast, the US Navy's Standard Missile 2S and Standard Missile 6S used for air defense run a staggering $2.1 million and $4.9 million per unit, respectively. With the Houthis unleashing relentless drone waves, the US is forced to burn through its costly missile inventory at an alarming rate. The Houthis, on the other hand, aren't deterred by American airstrikes.
The Yemeni armed forces carried out 6 military operations during the past 72 hours, using a large number of ballistic missiles and drones. As follows, the naval forces and the missile force carried out 4 joint operations on 4 ships, including the American ship Mas Saratoga in the Gulf of Aden.
Experts point out that the US, despite deploying its aircraft carriers in the Red Sea, have failed to secure the Red Sea. This has disrupted global trade and supply chains, particularly affecting routes through the Suez Canal, which handles about 30% of the global container trade. Cargo ships are forced to take long, expensive detours around the Cape of Good Hope. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
And I earlier spoke with Mr. John Irath, who's the Senior Policy Director for the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation. He joined me live from Washington, D.C. And this is what he had to say.
In many cases, the smaller, cheaper, slow-moving drones are being shot down with machine guns and other projectiles from the ships and from aircraft. There have been reports of helicopters and jet aircraft taking down some of these drones. So it's not exclusively a case of using the standard missiles to take down what's coming in. From what I can see, the missiles are being used against higher value, higher threat targets, such as ballistic missiles. But all of this misses the central question, which is, what is the supply to the Houthis? And it's clear that many of these things are coming from Iran. And so what is happening is that the Houthis are becoming a tool for Iranian policy. And that's the question that has to be asked. What is Iran's interest in disrupting global?
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.